Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer, and again I'm playing Dunwich Horror. Arkham Horror, the Dunwich Horror expansion. Okay, and let's face it, it was a disaster. The first two turns were just absolutely terrible. Well, after two turns, we already have 4 Doom tokens on the Doom track. We have already the first act in play. Minty Pan is cursed. And yeah, okay, the good thing is we have an Elder Sign, but still, it was simply awful. Okay. Before I go on, there is one more thing. I found out that if these markers here, these character markers, if they are standing like this, then it's difficult because of the shadows. You don't see at all who is this this person. On the other hand, if they're lying like this, I'm not sure if you recognize that there's a character at all. So I'm gonna try it this way during this video, and if it doesn't work, I can do it the other way again. So just send me some posts, and I will see if I stand them up or lay them down. But I can't rearrange the whole lightning thing here. That's a bit too much trouble, to be honest. Okay, so let's go on. The next first player is Daryl Simmons. And first we have to, we will get the 2 bugs for the retainers, and we roll for the curse. I'll do the upkeep phase now, but I'm not gonna video this. Okay, nothing special happened during the upkeep phase, and now it's the movement phase. And Daryl Simmons, he's here at the curiosity shop, and he now moves to this gate over here. At the unnameable. So that's 1, 2, 3. And because he's got this Elder Sign, he's gonna try to seal that gate. Then it's Dexter Drake. And, well, I'm not absolutely sure. He's got a lot of money, actually. He might... Yeah, I think he might go to the general store, and maybe he find another strong weapon. And then we got Minty Pan, and she moves to the Historical Society, trying to complete her task. And finally it's Carolyn Fern. Let me see, she's there in the science building. She goes to Yale Magic Shop, and she also tries to buy some spells, or 1 spell. Okay. Well, I realized that he only moved 2 spaces from the graveyard to the general store. So he will spend 2 movement points, and I'm not absolutely sure if he's going to read the Book of the Believer or the King in Yellow. I think he's going to try to do the Book of the Believer. It's both pretty tempting, actually. But yeah, he does the Book of the Believer. So it's a law -2 check. If you fail, gain 1 clue token. If you succeed, draw 1 spell and gain 1 clue token. So he's got a 5, lore value of 5. Oh, let's see. Oh, okay, 2 successes. Very good. So let's see, what is the spell? Voice of Ra. You may cast and exhaust to gain +1 to all skill checks for the rest of this turn. Well, okay. And 1 clue token. And then we have to discard this card. Okay. So, yes, I guess that's it. And now we have the encounter phase. And we start with Daryl Simmons. And he is on a gate. If you are during the Arkham encounter phase on an unexplored gate, that means that you haven't been in another world, then you are sucked into this gate. So that's what happens now. He's sucked in and he goes to the City of the Great Race. And you can see now here there are these other worlds are divided, and you start here in the left side and you move to the right one. So he's now actually here. Then we got Dexter Drake, and he's at the general store, and well, you can see that here, and he can shop there. So he can draw 3 items, 3 common items, and he has to buy one of them. So that's research materials. Discard research materials instead of spending 1 clue token. Well, that's something you could buy if everything else is complete bad, but that's a good thing. A carbine rifle. Exhaust before making a combat check to gain +5. Well, that's a good weapon. Or a motorcycle. Well, that's also good, actually. That's tempting. But I think I'm gonna take the rifle, just in case I meet a monster with magical immunity. Then this thing is very useful. So I'm gonna pay $4, and yeah, and that's it then. And now it's Ming, and she gets this clue token here. She's at the Historical Society, and she has an encounter there. So let's see. You find a book with 2 of its pages stuck together. Pass a luck -1 check to pull them apart without damaging them. Okay, we only have a luck of 1, so it's not possible for us to do that. So if you fail the check, you tear the pages and ruin the incantation. Okay, it's sad, but still it's not too bad because nothing bad happens. And the good thing now is we now did this task, genealogy research. We were at all 3 locations and had encounters there. So now we are allowed to draw 1 unique item, gain 1 clue token and $2. And that's pretty cool. So now let's see. She now has got 5 clue tokens. That's good. That's just enough to seal a gate. And the item, oops, no, it's a unique one. It's another tome. Let's see. Elt down shards. Exhaust and spend 2 movement points to make a law -2 check. If you pass, remove 1 doom token from the doom track. Well, that's awesome. Discard Elt down shards and lose 2 sanity. That's still great. I'll give that to Carol and Fern. So that could help. We got the Elder Sign and we got the Elt down shards. So that's a good thing. If we'd known that before, maybe we would not have been necessary to start the first act. We could have spent another doom token, but well, I didn't know that, of course. Okay, and the last one is now, well, wait a minute, she gains $2. Okay, here we are. And now the last character is Carolyn Fern. She's here at your old magic shop, and it says pay $5, draw 2 spells, and keep one of them. So I'll try this. Pay $5. And let's see what we got here. Vision Quest. Cast an exhaust after ending your movement to take all clue tokens that are on the board in your current neighborhood. Well, that's not a bad one, but I'm not sure. The other one would be Curse of Darkness. Cast and discard to choose a monster in your neighborhood and move it to the outskirt. Okay, I think I take the Vision Quest, because this is something you can only use once. So yeah, I'm gonna take that one. That could be helpful. I just should not forget this. This is a typical spell for me to forget. But okay, I've got to remember that. Okay, so we had the Arkham encounter phase now, and now it's the Otherworld encounter phase. And here it's Daryl Simmons. And he will now have an encounter here. And I also roll if I draw from the normal encounters or from this special King in Yellow encounter pile. So that would be from the special pile. And you have these colored circles here on every other world. Red, blue, here you have all 4 colors, and here you have blue and green, and so on. And you draw one of these Otherworld encounter cards, and if the color matches one of the colors you have here, then you can use these encounter cards. Here we have an encounter for the Plateau of Lang, one for the Dreamlands, or one for the other. Actually, we're in the City of the Great Race, so it's this one. Exhausted, you lay down and sleep for a while. You are delayed. Okay, so that means I'm not allowed to move in the next turn. Normally, if you play with the markers like this, you would lay this guy now on the side, but well, because as I said at the beginning of the video, I'll try playing like this. so that they are always on the side, I place one of these stand things on top of this guy to indicate that he is delayed. Okay. And let's see now. Let's draw a Mythos card, and let's hope it's not too bad. Well, that is a Mythos card from the Dunwich expansion. This one here, that sign indicates this, so we can use it. And it says that a gate opens at Gardener's Place. So let's see what kind of gate that is. A standard gate. So it's another one from the City of the Great Race. And that is here. And then let's see. It's again the Chthonian that is activated, so we have to roll if the investigators lose stamina. That's a 1, so they don't. Oh, and I forgot to draw a monster for this new gate. And that is a dark young. Looks pretty awesome, I think. It's quite dangerous, but it's a static monster. It doesn't move. The yellow frame indicates that it doesn't move. Here the green frame indicates that it's something special. And the normal monsters have black frames like this one. And yeah, here we got this flying monster with a blue frame. Okay, and then let me see, is there another monster activated? Nope. But we have to roll, because a gate opened, we have to roll for the special ability of Tsar. If there are doubles, we have to draw another card. No doubles. And then a clue token appears at Cold Spring Glen, which is over here. Okay. And then it says Deathly Still. Environment, weather. Let me see, what is it with these environment cards? Okay, here we are. Immediately after an environment, urban Mythos card is drawn. So in this case, we don't have to play the second act. Will checks in Arkham are made at a -1 penalty. Fight checks in Arkham are made at a +1 bonus. Monsters that move normally are stalkers. Okay, I will explain what that means if this special rule should apply during the movement phase for the monsters. Okay, and finally we have to place another Doom token here on the Doom track. So we're now at 5. And, well, we might say it wasn't too bad this turn. But we have to remember we now have 4 open gates. And if there are more than 6, then the old one awakens. So we might now start to close some gates, but he's already on the way. Okay, so now let's start with the next turn. Okay, again, during the upkeep phase, nothing special happens. And Dexter Drake, he will stay at the general store. He's still got a lot of money left, so he might buy another item. And then it's Minty Pan. Oh, but he now tries to use this, the king in yellow. Exactly. He's got to do a lore -2 check. So he can use now 3 dice, and let's see what happens. Yeah, he was successful, 2 successes. So he gains 4 clue token and loses 1 sanity. But I think that's definitely worth it. Actually, she might... Yeah, he places the sanity loss on the golden trumpet, so he doesn't have to lose the sanity for real. Okay, and then we gain 4 clue tokens, and we have to discard this card. I think that was definitely a success, and he's got now 6 clue tokens, so that should be enough to seal a gate. And then it's Minty, and she's here at the Historical Society, and she will also move to the general store because she now has also some money, and she because of her research task where she gained $2 more, and what's even better, she now can give these 2 tomes, the Nameless Cults and the Eltdown Shards, she can give these 2 tomes to Dexter Drake. Because he's quite clever and he's not cursed, he's got a good chance to read them. And well, he's got tons of books now. It's good that there is no hand limit in this game. Okay, anyway. Yeah, and then it's Carolyn Fern, and she needs she's got 4 clue tokens right now, so she needs a 5th one to be allowed to seal a gate. So she moves here in the woods, and that would be her 5th clue token then. And finally it's Daryl Simmons, and he's delayed, so he's not allowed to move, but we can remove this delayed indicator here, so in the next turn he can move again. And then we come to the encounter phase. Okay, we start again with Dexter Drake. At the general store, he draws 3 common items. A flare gun. Movement. Discard flare gun while in a street area to move all monsters in the sky to your location. Wow, I'm not so sure if I want to do that. Dusty manuscripts. Well, that could be actually interesting, because he's gonna do some spells. I think that might be a good idea. And the 3rd one is a telescope. +1 to sneak checks, but not evade checks. Discard telescope to avoid being delayed. So I think he's gonna buy the Dusty manuscript. It's not exactly a fantastic thing, but for him it's not bad, because, yeah, I mean, he's a magician, so it might be useful to have another tome. Okay, it's now his 1, 2, 3, 4. It's his 5th tome he's carrying around now. Okay. And he's got to pay 4 for that. And then it's Minty Pan. And for her, a weapon would be a very good thing. That's another telescope. Okay, what was that? For sneak checks, I don't know. And you're kidding me, what is that? Dusty manuscripts. I was shuffling these things, I really did that. Come on. Oh, come on. Magnifying glass. Movement. Exhaust to gain +2 to your lore checks when reading tomes. Exhaust and discard after you gain a clue token to gain 1 additional clue token. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pay 2 for this magnifying glass, and then I'm gonna give this also to Dexter Drake because it will help him to read all those tombs. My God, I'm not even. I have no idea where to place this. I'm gonna put this here. Okay. Well, that was not such a great success, actually. Okay. And then it's Carolyn Fern, and she's here in the woods. Let's see what her encounter is. Here we go, woods. Old Sadie Sheldon, leader of the Sheldon gang, is here. Do you think you have what it takes to join my gang? If you spend at least 5 toughness worth of monster trophies or 1 gate trophy, she accepts you into the gang. Well, that won't happen. If you do not spend the trophies, she has her boys throw you out, move to the street and lose 1 stamina. Oh, okay. So, here we are, on the streets, losing 1 stamina. Okay. And then it's Daryl Simmons in the Otherworld encounter phase. Let's roll. That's a 5, so he will have an encounter from the King in Yellow. And that's also a green one, so that's the one we need, and it's the City of the Great Race here. All cities are but reflection of Carcosa. Make a lore -2 check to remember the street's patterns from the King in Yellow. If you pass, you immediately return to Arkham. If you fail, you are delayed. Well, that's not good, because his lore is 0. Okay, well. So, that's a problem, because if he's delayed again, I'm wondering if there's a danger that that too many gates might open, but to be honest, I don't think so. I think we can. I wondered if I should spend this clue token to give him a chance to roll a die anyway. Because if you can spend clue tokens to roll additional dice. So in this case, it would be a possibility, but I think it's not worth it. I stay there and I stay delayed for 1 more turn. So now we have to draw a Mythos card, and I rolled a 5, so I have to draw one of the Mythos cards from the King in Yellow, and that is dangerous, because if the next act should begin, we would be in big trouble. So let's see. Okay, I'm afraid this is going to be a short video. The next act begins. The terror level is increased by 1. Great. So here we are. And we lose another ally. Oh man, this is quite frustrating. I mean, Oh yeah, and by the way, the Chthonian is activated. So I have to roll. Nobody loses stamina. And then, let's see, this is here, the monsters with the circles are activated. So this is this one, and that goes to the black, to the white arrow's direction, so it moves here. And then we have this monster here, and she attacks now Carol and Fern because it's in the sky. But we would have to do this fighting during the next movement phase, so not right now. Okay. And yeah, that's basically it. And then the first player must put the top card of the act deck into play. Act 2. Okay. When this card enters play, the investigators may immediately remove one elder sign from the board to return this card to the top of the act deck. Well, the problem is simply there are no elder signs on the board because we didn't manage to seal any gates right now. If the investigators do not do so, this card remains in play for the rest of the game. While this card is in play, immediately after an environment weather Mythos card is drawn during the Mythos phase, the first player must put the Act 3 card in play, setting it on top of this card. Well, okay, we have to do this. And the problem now is quite simply, if we draw, for example, one of these weather cards, we can't prevent this third act from starting. There is no way to do this. And if the third act starts, the game is lost. Yeah. So, well, I'm a little bit frustrated actually. And I'm not absolutely sure if I like this King in Yellow expansion, because, I mean, this can really kill you. If these cards are on the wrong place in the deck, you have no chance to do anything against it. And I find that pretty frustrating. Okay, anyway, yeah, there's not a lot I can do right now. Let me see if I will take another turn. Well, actually, I think not. I'm gonna upload this now, and well, let's see how many more videos we will see from this game. Anyway, hope to see you, and well, it could be over any time now. So until then, bye.